Hudson. Thank you for your time. This is a two-part live pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs' new allegations pertaining to a sexual assault that took place allegedly over 4 years. Um, Jane Doe, don't have a name yet. Her attorney has spoken with News Nation. We're going to chop it up and hear what this lady has to say. And also, second part of this live stream is pertaining to R. Kelly. His daughter Joan has decided to speak. She and other family members in an upcoming documentary. We're going to chop up that brief information. Don't know what all has been said in the documentary. One article I read said it's kind of vague. The commentary coming from the relatives, I'm kind of questioning that. And also, she said she's not going to take her son to see her father in prison. And I asked, why not? Somebody got perturbed at the Queen asking that. Well, last I checked, I can ask anything I want, can I not? Of course. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the ride. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $BeganG 129 Cash App. Let's get down to business, everybody. News Nation. And also, we're going to hear from Ray J and some other commentary. I don't know why they keep interviewing him, because he just talks in circles. That's a whole other subject, too. Thank you for your time. Engage in the polls. Take the polls on my community page and during this live stream. News Nation is the source, everybody.
Also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to
go back there.
Also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because
wait a minute, say that again. Say
exactly.
That again. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but the shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
Let's stop right there. That's a crime. Who goes to a lawyer to ask if they can shop around for what? The highest bidder to buy a sex tape. Then they ask, oh, can you contact the lady in the tape? Find the lady in the tape. Well, why don't you find her? You have possession of the tape. Let's keep it real. Number one, how did you get the tape? Who are you and how did you get the tape? Did Sean Puffy Combs give you the tape? Shared the tape? What? How did you get the tape? This is some old R. Kelly shit. This ain't nothing but a replay of R. Kelly. Remember the sex tape that got out back in 2002, somewhere around in there? Dirty little tape. Just different women in different scenes having sex with R. Kelly. Now, she's saying tapes, plural. But I'm trying to understand, number one, who has the tape? How many tapes do they have possession of? How many tapes are floating around? Looking for a buyer. Who is this person, man or woman? Why are you just now deciding to release the tape? See, 1,000 questions. And what will possess your dumb ass to go to a lawyer? Don't you know that's against the law, what you're doing? You're asking an attorney to break the law. And then I got to ask myself, what type of attorney is she for these people to feel comfortable enough to go to her and ask her, hey, can you shop around for somebody to buy this tape before I release it? That's blackmail. Last I checked. It's blackmail. In a roundabout, cozy way, it's blackmail. Hey, find me somebody to buy this tape, number one. Hey, find the person in the tape and ask them, do they want to buy the tape? If not, I'm going to sell it to the highest bidder. That's blackmail. Who the hell does this? Go call the Mirror, call the Sun. They buy stories. They'll gladly buy the tape. They got the money. Trust me, they have some money. They will want the tape. You can believe that. You've got TMZ to sell the tape to. You've got the Mirror, the Sun to sell the tape to. Sell your version of how you came to get the tape. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to incriminate yourself. Because I got a feeling Sean shared these with different men, and that's how they got the tape. Okay? Or a copy of it. This is BS right here. Let's finish this commentary, everybody. Thank you for joining me.
This before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on.
No, I can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
All right. She has seen the video photo stills, whatsoever. The person is more high profile than Sean. This is bad, bad, bad. So he's so worried about Cassie that he thinks he got it under control. Well, let me take that back. He's not really concerned about anybody testifying in court. More or less, the case is about what Cassie has said he's done to her. She's the main proprietor of this indictment/arrest. Okay? Number one. So that's why he wants to testify, because he doesn't think anybody else is going to be in court testifying to what he did, didn't do, because naturally all that will be hearsay unless you've got a receipt. And the court doesn't do he said, she said. So that's why he feels safe to go on in the court and say, I'll explain myself what happened, what I did to her, what she said I did to her. I'm going to own it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to whisk my ass out of there. Well, you see, it's still a problem because you now have drug charges and gun charges. You also have now manufacturing pornography. I think they're going to tackle all this on at a later date, and it's going to be bigger than just what Cassie has to say. Because the drug charges and the gun charges alone, that's a whole nother ballgame. You have defaced AR-15s, which is against the law in the state of Florida. This is why you're supposed to know the law where you live. Duh. But you're a big shot. Nobody was going to find the guns. Nobody's going to tell on me. Well, R. Kelly Part 2, they have. When they say the fat lady sang, oh, she sung and she sang. Whichever tense you want to use. Guess what? She's still singing. So, plural, present tense. Fat lady still singing. La, la, la. Oh, she's singing. Matter of fact, big girl that took her belt off to sing. Because now they're saying multiple takes. So now we got to ask how many takes are floating around looking for a buyer. This is bad, bad, bad. And who is in the tape? And guess what? Ooh, and guess what? Is it a man or a woman? Uh-oh, shut up, Queen. Come on with it. Take the poll, everybody in the chat. Who was in the tape? Allegedly, this transaction happened in his Atlanta home. Don't know if he still has that home. Let her finish it, and then we're going to dive into it. This is a hot butter mess.
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay. You can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video. And wow. I can tell the video is pornographic in nature.
Wow.
Oh my. All right. So we know that he
wow,
videotaped a lot of activities at his home, did he? And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes. This was actually in his Atlanta home.
Okay.
A home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video. So it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded.
Mm-hmm. All right. I wanted to ask you about the police report we talked about, but when your client came out, obviously the neighbor knew. Did she talk to her family? Did she talk to her friends? Did she have another lawyer? Let's go back to your client.
So at the time, she, as most rape victims are, they feel a lot of shame.
Absolutely.
And they don't want to vocalize what happened to them because then it makes it real. So they kind of internalize it and get over it. Mm-hmm. And due to the high profile nature that it was Mr. Combs who did this, she was afraid for her life. She was concerned that if she was to come forward and say something, then no one would believe her, because we're talking about 2018 when Mr. Combs was still pretty much at the height of his career, still very much so an icon and influential figure. So she's just a young girl from Northern California who's gonna believe that he had done something to her like this. So she didn't tell anybody. She did not hire an attorney. All she did was make the police report in the hopes that maybe the police would try to investigate and come up with anything, but she said she kind of felt from the police that they were disregarding what she was saying, even without saying Mr. Combs' name.
So who is this young lady? How did she find you, ma'am? What demographic are you working out of as an attorney? You sound very ethnic, not to be racial or nothing, but I don't know, this, I don't mean to be rude. This sounds like a ghetto fabulous lawyer. We do know she has a brain because she had to pass the bar. And we hear the bar is a very, very tough examination. So you have to have some brain skills and knowledge of remembering and dissecting information in order to pass the bar. But this lawyer sounds just, I'm sorry, just sounds street to me. No disrespect, sweetheart. That's why I said, why did this lawyer contact you? I'm curious. Make it make sense.
Didn't feel any confidence that revealing his name would have done anything.
Sure. I mean, but there's a police report.
Yeah.
I mean, that fact in of itself is a big deal because
Probably
when
not.
we're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, you know, and there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the criminal complaint that was made. I'll attach the number so everyone can see that this is a real number and can
That is no shit.
to the police department there.
She has lipstick on her teeth and nobody wanted to tell her, ma'am, you got lipstick on your teeth. I'm just not noticing this because I'm watching it on my big screen. Well, she's going to be filing all the paperwork in her civil suit. I'm going to bring you information pertaining to the civil suit just filed a few days ago. Today's just the 29th. It's filed the 27th. Everybody's filing paperwork in New York because of this Victims Act. So it doesn't matter where this crime took place, because I was wondering about that. Why is everything filing out of New York? Because that's the place where you can file your complaint. She has a police report. So you mean to tell me the officers didn't want to go out and find Mr. Sean Puffy Combs? Well, when I bring you the next information, you're going to ask yourself, how truthful is this information? Some of it anyway, because my understanding, this went over a 4-year period, and some people are going to have a problem with that. But then somebody's going to say, well, Queen, that's no different in the Cassie situation. That went on for 7 or 8 years. What's the difference? Exactly. What is the difference? None. But people are going to say, you're engaging in this activity of being abused. Why? Why do it? Because the stuff that I'm hearing out of her mouth don't make no sense. It wasn't a relationship. It's really just a hookup. So we're going to get to that. This is weird to me.
Request their own copy of that police report that was made back in 2018.
Well, that's going to be a huge deal when it happens, obviously, so we want to follow up on that. Did Mr. Combs have any reaction? Do you know if he was interviewed? I mean, he was named in the police report?
I don't think so. Based on what she said, she really felt that the police were trying to bury this and disregard her claims and not really investigate, which is another reason why a lot of victims don't report these things to the police. We have to address the elephant in the room is that we have victims, especially women, who go to the police, who are typically men, who don't actually investigate these things. They victim blame, they victim shame, and women don't feel safe or even protected to even make these claims because they don't think they'll be taken seriously, nor will their claims be investigated.
Right. Well, your client should be proud of herself for filing that claim and making that call and going for help. Because that's a huge deal. And of course, these are allegations. We want to say that. What was it like for you when you got this phone call, when you realized what you were going to be stepping into?
After talking to her, I just wanted to protect her. I just wanted to help her. She seemed as somebody very broken by this experience. And it was very concerning for me to hear her saying these things and expressing this very deep trauma associated with what happened to her. I just wanted to make sure that, number one, she was heard and we can get her voice to the masses, and maybe Mr. Combs will actually, like right now we're starting to see, will actually face some type of consequences for what he's done.
Thanks for watching. Go to
This is a hot butter mess. Thank you all for joining me. So we have this Miss Ariel lady, attorney for Jane Doe. Lawsuit filed September 27th. Okay? Allegedly, this took place over a 4-year period. You're going to hear all this information in the next commentary by Entertainment Tonight. Let's get down to that. Wow, what a mess. We're also going to hear from Ray J again. I'm sick of hearing from him. Why do you all keep interviewing him? This is some baffling information. Because now we have tape circulating, people trying to get buyers for the tape, which anybody knows that's against the law, because you're selling pornographic material that was filmed without a person's consent. Number one, reaching out to a lawyer to get a lawyer to try to find a buyer. That's against the law. She could lose her law license because it's blackmail. She can't go to somebody and say, hey, Dick got a picture of you, a video of you. He wants, 20,000, 30,000, 500,000, whatever, or he's going to release it. That's blackmail. You can't be this stupid to go contact a lawyer, a legal lawyer, and say, hey, find me a buyer and or find the person that's in the tape and tell them, hey, I got this tape. If you don't want it released, I need money. You don't pay up, I'm going to find a buyer and it's going to go public. You also hear this woman saying she can recognize the person in the tape. It's a high-profile person. The person's profile is higher than Sean Puffy Combs. Well, who the hell is it? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Because we know he likes men and women. Allegedly, he likes men. So, who is it? And I'm sure they're going to be sick to know that they were filmed, because she says in the video you can see that the person is not looking at the camera. They don't know that they're being filmed from her perception of what she saw in the photos, stills, whatever, video. This is bad, boy, this is bad. And now Sean is sitting here wondering, oh shit, who is this? See, this is what happens when you throw people's business out in the street. You're filming people, hidden cameras in your house, which I told you that's disgusting anyway. This man's got children, and you got cameras in your house. That's why I told you I don't put nothing past Sean. I won't doubt that he's filmed his children. I won't doubt he's probably touched his children inappropriately. He's probably touched other people's children inappropriately. He's probably been doing this essay shit for a very long time, and he probably was doing it before he became an adult, because he was 9 times out of 10 groomed himself. Now you have tapes floating around looking for buyers. And eventually somebody is going to call those people names out in the tape. They're going to blow up a photo of their face, cover up their body parts, and they're going to release that shit. You can best believe that. Somebody's going to say, oh, that looks like such and such in that video, in this video. He is screwed. He is screwed either way. And he better hope no judge decides to seize all his properties, bank accounts, ask to make payment to all these people who have filed a suit, whether it's the truth or not, what they're saying in the suit. This man is a complete idiot. You have forfeited your freedom for nothing. Just like the rest of these nasty heathens, with all this sexual assault and groping and pulling out your penis and all this on top of crazy nonsense. Just disgusting. We've just asked the lady, hey, would you like to spend the evening with me? Let her reply. Ask the guy, hey, would you like to spend the evening with me? And then you get in the room and let them know what you like to do. If they say, well, no, I don't want to do that, I don't want to try, then respect that. If they're ready to go, let them leave. All this crazy nonsense about IV drugs and trying to keep the people hydrated, this is ridiculous. All this just for sex? You this desperate for sex? This don't make no sense to me. Somebody's this hard up for sex that they got to go to this extreme to get off. You got the film, tape, use drugs, put drugs in drinks, bring other people in a room, prostitutes. And you know, ain't nobody using nothing. Ain't no way I believe that. And as I was listening to Gene Deal's channel, who's to say what's in those 1,000 bottles of baby oil? He had a good point. And if you'd like to check out Mr. Deal's channel, please go over to his network. He once dealt with Mr. Sean Combs as a bodyguard. But this is ridiculous. That's why I said in my commentary about him on other networks, imagine what you don't know. And I won't doubt there are going to be some women that's probably going to come fluff up some things, but this is what happens when you're out here doing crazy stuff. You're opening the floodgates for everybody to come forward with a lawsuit. Whether you force them, drug them or not, somebody's going to come forward. Oh, yeah, he did it to me. Yeah, he did it to me. Yeah, he did it to me. This is never going to stop. This shit just started November 23. We're not even at November 23. 24. It's about to be, every time you look up, it's going to be just like with Bill Cosby. You're going to have a screen with a bunch of little bitty boxes, and it's going to be a woman and man in every little box saying, yeah, he sexually assaulted me, he drugged me, he beat me up. Hell, at Bill Cosby, how many victims were there? About 29 or 30? That's a lot of people. I don't care if it happened in 1960, 1970, doesn't matter. There's too many people to have a story. Hell, even if it's half-ass made up, it's ridiculous. He's done. Sean is a cooked bird. He is a cooked bird. Now, next information. Sean Diddy Combs accused of drugging, essaying, and impregnating. E-News is the source. Here we go. More nonsense. Same Jane Doe. Oh, God. I can't. I'm drowning. Take the polls, everybody. So far, 58% of you do believe the Jane Doe, 5% no, 37% of you are not sure. Take the poll.
Sean Diddy Combs is facing yet another lawsuit. As the rapper remains in jail following his September 16th arrest on charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, an unidentified woman has filed a new lawsuit claiming the mogul drugged and sexually assaulted her, according to documents obtained by E! News. The suit, filed September 27th, alleges that Diddy repeatedly assaulted the woman, identified as Jane Doe, over a 4-year period, and says that one occasion led to her becoming pregnant. Attorneys for the unidentified woman say she first became acquainted with the rapper in the fall of 2020 while, quote, overseas, and was later invited on an all-expenses-paid trip. Following their 2020 meeting, the documents allege Jane Doe began seeing the rapper, quote, approximately once per month in 2021 and 2022, with the record executive arranging for her to come to his homes in Miami, Los Angeles, and New York. The woman alleges that she didn't attend these meetings of her own volition, but says Diddy and his staff used, quote, coercive and harassing language to get her to see him. Those meetings led to several instances of abuse detailed in the filing, including allegations of forced drug use and rape. The documents then state that shortly after a July 2022 meeting with Diddy, Jane Doe learned she was pregnant, with her going on to claim that the rapper's team then harassed her to get an abortion before she ended up suffering a miscarriage. Jane Doe says she's endured trauma, financial injury, and physical injury at the hands of Diddy, and is seeking an unspecified amount of damages in her lawsuit. With her attorneys telling E! News in a statement, powerful figures in the entertainment industry have long exploited aspiring artists and fans. Recent high-profile lawsuits aim to hold these celebrities accountable, potentially transforming industry practices and providing justice for victims. No one is above the law, Fame and wealth do not protect Sean Diddy Combs from serious allegations of sex trafficking and abuse. E! News has reached out to Diddy's lawyers for comment, but hasn't yet heard back. This lawsuit is just the latest in a string of legal issues the 54-year-old is facing. He was previously denied bail following his latest arrest and currently remains in custody awaiting trial, for which a date has not yet been set. Diddy continues to deny all allegations made against him and is set to appear in court October 9th for a status hearing.
E! News is the source. What is so pathetic, besides the allegations against him, what was found in the home of Mr. Combs, is when you watch this commentary, you'll see all these fabulous pictures of Sean at award ceremonies on the red carpet, getting his picture taken. He's dolled up, he's dressed up, dressed to the nines. And that's the whole thing of what I was saying earlier about painting a peacock. You can be whoever you want in your fine duds. Facebook, IG pictures. Painting the peacock. That's all he's been doing. He's just a peacock. Just somebody painted up, wearing all this fancy jewelry, shades, sitting around holding a liquor bottle on a red carpet. Just, ghetto ratchet fabulousness. Wearing these exuberant garbs of clothing. But underneath all of that, jewelry, clothing, fine wear, is a sadist, a sexual assaulter. That's the problem. I don't care that he likes a lot of sex. That's his business. But the forcible sex, the taking of the sex, putting pills and drinks, using IVs to sustain life, this is out of control. And now you have to ask yourself, what was he thinking when R. Kelly was going down? Oh shit, I'm gonna be next. But obviously he didn't think that because he kept on doing stuff. Because now this allegation is coming from 2018 or before that, 4-year run. Many people are going to question that, as I said, because she was being flown into places. So let's chop that up. September 27th, the suit was filed by this female that was speaking on News Nation. They met in the fall of 2020. He was flying her around different places, from Atlanta to New York to Miami, to his houses. Okay? Staff were forcing her to have an abortion. We hear that Young Miami's name was mentioned in this and another content. Miss Miami, were you forcing this lady to abort a child by Sean? Was it his baby? Don't know. Allegedly, she had a miscarriage from, I guess, being worried and fearing for her safety. She felt threatened by these people. Where this is a problem is the obvious. You and Sean didn't live in the same jurisdiction, so many people are going to say, well, how did you feel threatened? Oh, he's powerful, he can pay somebody to find you. Yes, he can do all of those things, but the point still remains, you didn't live down the street from him. You didn't live across the street from him. What's the issue? You thought he would have somebody follow you, try to hurt you, harm you? And we do know that he's capable of it because allegedly he blew up Kid Cudi's car, the rapper. So I don't want to seem insensitive because money can buy a hitman / assaulter. But what doesn't make any sense is at what point did you realize you were drugged? First time you were with him, second time, third time, fourth time? That's where I have a problem. When did you notice hanky-panky? And I won't doubt he filmed you too, because he likes to film people. That's why you know he's nasty. Besides hiring prostitutes and all this old type of stuff and everybody having group sex, that's one nasty thing. And everybody's going in and out of different pocket holes and all that old type of stuff. The filming, the drugging, it's too much. As I keep saying about a sadist, how far are you willing to go to get off? No different than a man that assaults a woman, tortures her, cutting off body parts and all kind of stuff. It's the same thing. How far are you willing to go? How much sex can it be? Come on, you're already screwing men. I mean, damn. What's next? A dog, a cat? I'm just trying to figure out how far was he trying to go with the sex. You're trying to go, and you ain't got but a few places to put a penis. Come on, we're all grown. So only a few places to put a penis. Damn. You ain't satisfied with the vagina. You ain't satisfied with the tail. What else could you do? Just say. They gotta be high. They gotta be doped up. We gotta have men. We gotta have sex workers. Damn. Just everybody swapping juices at the same time. I mean, it's one thing to do it. He over here, he over here, he over here. You, as they say, you're the little person. One guy's at the top, the stick figure, 63 people, 62 people up under him. What do they say? These are all the people you slept with last night. Starting with the little stick figure at the top. You slept with one guy last night, but really you slept with about 60-something people. Because all the people that slept with each other, so on and so forth. So now imagine these people all in a room together, 4, 5, 6 people sleep with each other, changing partners, one going in one end, one going in the other, gang rape, whatever, and poof. Ain't nobody using nothing, and everybody swapping and jumping from body to body. Sweaty, funky, mess. I can't even imagine. But then the nerve for somebody to say, oh yeah, he used people to clean up. I wish the hell I would go in a room and clean up a hotel room where folks been having sex. Oh, who did that? Because you didn't say the maid staff from the hotel did it. He hired people, his staff, to clean up the rooms if they broke anything, tore up anything. What the hell are you all doing in these rooms? I thought he was having sex in his house. So what are you all talking about? This is some creepy shit. Just a man who can't be satisfied sexually. It's one thing you want to engage in porn, that's your business. But we've heard about people that watch porn excessively. They become detached from reality. They now want people to act out, and let's keep it real, there are a lot of men who are like that. They want to show you what they're doing in the video. Why don't you show me what they're doing in the video? What do you need to show me what they're doing in the video? For what? You have men who can't even get erect unless they're looking at porn and then looking at you. What do we need the porn for if I'm here? Help me understand. I'm drowning up here. This is ridiculous to me. I don't get that. Gotta watch a porn as foreplay. I mean, if that's what you're into, okay. But if you do it all the time, that would make me think you can't get off even with a whole body sitting here beside you naked. You gotta go look at some people screw, and then you decide to start caressing yourself and then start caressing a woman. Now you want to have sex. All this is crazy to me. Whatever happened to, she look good. I like her, I like him. Turned on. I don't need video, I don't need porn, I don't need magazines. I got a whole body right here. You're supposed to get turned on by the person as soon as they walk in the room. I'm talking about real attraction. I don't know what the hell Sean Puffy Combs had going on. I'm talking about see a person and you're turned on and they got their clothes on. That's real attraction to me. Like I said, everybody is not the same. If I like a man, he don't have to be naked for me to be turned on. Let me make that clear. Put my business out here. But I'm just speaking for Queen. He can walk in the room and I'm turned on. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I'm talking about some old regular down-to-earth type attraction. Then naturally, he pulls his clothes off. I like what I see. He likes what he sees, vice versa. But all this whole extra stuff Sean talking about, I don't understand it. Because I'm trying to figure out how far you want to take it. Because it's obviously he can't get enough. When you have to bring other people into the bedroom, you're already going downhill. I don't care what anybody says. You are going downhill. Because what is the purpose with all these people? Why do you need so many warm bodies, so many victims? He's a voyeur. As you heard Lil Rod say in his allegations, he wants to sit and watch me perform with Cassie. Or, well, that Mr. Adi guy said that. He wanted to watch me and Cassie perform, that Jonathan dude. Okay? While he pleasures himself. And I just can't understand why she would go along with that. If you weren't down with extra partners, you should have told him, hey, I'm not with that. I don't want to do that. I also believe she had a drug problem too. He got her turned on to drugs. Of course. He's a groomer. Drinks, drugs, popping pills, popping this, popping that. Oh, does it make you feel good? And a lot of these drugs are to make you be more inhibited. So you're free to take off your clothes, let your hair down, touch this guy, touch that girl, whatever. Maybe you wouldn't even be into that if you weren't under the influence of drugs. I don't know. But this is just wicked. Let's go back to News Nation. More nonsense. We have Mr. Ray J. They've decided to bring this bloke back on to talk. Why? I have no idea. What is the point? This will be the third interview with Ray J. More celebrities to fall in Diddy's scandal. I guess so. Wow, 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 wow. Take the poll, everybody. Do you believe this new accuser? 57% says yes, 7% no, 36% not sure. 28 votes. Wow, 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 wow. The block is hot.
You know, I think a lot of people have a very long.
Sorry about that. Oh, Lord. Hold on, everybody.
A singer, rapper, and entrepreneur, Ray J, and founder of the Shade Room, Angelica Wandu. Thank you both for being here. Ray J, I want to start with you. I mean, you heard that was a lawyer for one of the alleged victims here saying that she has seen the tape and the stills, and it was porn. Who do you think you could be, Ray J? Well, I've been around long enough to know that, you know, when there's smoke, you'll always find fire. And I think that, you know, with the market in our world being so cornered and you have this crew of people at the top who make all the decisions, I think, you know, it's like a house of cards. You know, when one falls, you know, the whole deck comes down. And so I think that we'll be seeing a lot of this. I think we'll be seeing a lot of celebrities. We'll be seeing a lot of people in power either step down or be exposed. And I think that's just where we are in this game. You know, I think a lot of people have a very long success story at times, and then sometimes that fall is harder. I mean, you can't kick every.
Ray J, you are just like Suge Knight. Why are you talking in circles? Mr. Oh my God, Jesus. What's his name? Mr. Eden. He didn't ask you that. He asked you, who do you think is on the tape? He's not asking you about high-powered people falling down, ripple effect. That's not what he asked you. Yeah, we know there's going to be a ripple effect because there's somebody else on the tape and they're visible. And it's a matter of who's going to call their name out. That's not what he asked you. He said, who do you think is on the tape? All you had to do is say, I have no idea. Now, literally, you're Sean's friend, and you're sitting here talking in circles, but that's expected. Lawyer talk. You're talking around the subject, going all around the mulberry bush, like you did in your past 2 interviews. I don't know why they keep inviting you on this show to talk, because you're not saying any damn thing. Just say, I don't know who's on the tape. I don't know who he's sleeping with. I don't know if it's a woman, a man, a cat, a dog. I don't know. What's wrong with just saying, I don't know? It's bullshit.
Everybody down, you know, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And so the question is, what do we do now? How do we save the new future? How do we save our future entrepreneurs? You know, what are the roadmaps that we need to put together to not have this happen moving forward?
Now he's a preacher. How do we stop this from happening? Gee, let me think about that. Aren't you the same person that filmed Kim Kardashian years ago? That's why I don't understand why they're interviewing you. You're the last person that should be speaking about pornography and tapes and sex and menage a trois times 12. You're the last person. Why do you all have this fool up here talking? Please explain to me. I'm confused. He has no relevance to this storyline because he can't tell us shit. And if there is something he knows, he's not going to tell it. He did the same damn thing. He takes a woman having sex. Why are you talking to him? Why are you talking to him? Please explain to me. Why are you all talking to him? He can't even answer a direct question. And then showing all these people that fraternizing with Puff Daddy. That's the whole point. People are people. You don't know these people. Take off the eyelashes, the jewelry, the wigs, the hair weave, hair pieces, makeup, fancy duds. You have this a regular old bloke, regular old female. Nothing more, nothing less. Because you don't know people. And all these pictures they keep showing of parties and functions and everybody hugged up and, you know, clicking champagne glasses. Everybody's flawed to some degree. Maybe not to this extent, but they're flawed. They're sinners. They're fornicators. We know this. We're all human. But it's painting the peacock, like I said. The peacock's all dialed up, but little do you know, under that peacock, it's just a lump of clay. Ain't nothing but some mischief and mayhem. And that's what you have here with Sean Puffy Combs. And just like he is now up on the chopping block, there's somebody else going to be lined up right after him. Because somebody else is also doing the same thing. Sexual assaulting, drugging, beating up women, dragging them by their hair, pulling their hair out, filming the sex, showing the sex tapes to their friends, associates, and everybody's keying and grinning and holding a secret. This is sick.
Yeah, it's interesting, Angelica. The one thing that I was stuck on from that interview with the lawyer was when she said that it was someone more high profile than Diddy. And I'm thinking, like, that's not that many people, Angelica. I mean, like, what do you make of it?
I mean, you know, I think that Diddy has a lot of powerful friends. We've seen his parties. We know that everybody goes. It was the hottest thing for the last, 20 years, 20, 30 years. So he does know a lot of people between politicians and people in the music industry and the entertainment industry in general. So I think that is very plausible. There are tapes that people like myself in media have heard about. I haven't heard of any tapes that had any A-listers bigger than Diddy in them, but I know that there are people in the industry involved in some of these tapes. So, I mean, it's very plausible.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find new.
Who's in the tape that he's having sex with? Sean, are you worried that the tape is going to get leaked to the public? Because you now have information from an attorney that somebody approached her to find the person that's in the tape and to find a buyer. And that there are other tapes out there being shopped as well. So is this person got a bunch of tapes, himself, herself? Who is this person? Who else has tapes of Sean having sex with other people? This is bad. And the fact that you all are saying it's a high-profile person. So what are we talking about? A politician? Musician? Actor? Actress? Sports athlete? CEO of a corporation? Where are we taking this? And what's going to be fucked up? It's a man. Because we expect him to have sex with a woman allegedly. But we also hear he likes men. So what's going to be jacked up? This is a man on a video with Sean Puffy Combs. Shut your mouth. Lord have mercy. The devil's a liar. This is going to be real bad. Real bad. Real bad. Who's on the tape? Has somebody bought the tape? Has somebody bought the tape? And once again, why would someone contact this lawyer for her to shop around for a buyer? That's crazy. That's breaking the law. She would be committing a crime to try to find someone to buy the tape. For her to contact the person in the tape, that would be a crime. That means she's facilitating a bribery, a blackmail. And anybody with common sense knows she can't do that. She'd be a fool to do that. She would lose her license, her bar license. What type of shit is this? How many tapes are floating around with Sean Puffy Combs and other people in the tapes? Who has the tapes? How did they get the tapes? A man got the tape, a woman got the tape, a man and a woman got the tape. We hear this lady met him. They messed around on and off for 4 years. She felt coerced to meet up with him, which makes no sense because if you don't live with him, why are you meeting up? Nobody can force me to go get on an airplane or get in a car. You can't just force me to go do nothing. I don't care who you are. I don't have to get in a car. I don't have to get on an airplane. So that sounds fishy to me. I felt forced to meet up with him. That's what was said in this commentary, the other commentary that I played. I don't understand that. Met in the fall of 2020. Took a trip, overseas with him, meeting up with him once a month. Forced drugs, essay. After a meeting in July of 2022, she learned that she was pregnant and was forced to abort the child, harassed to get rid of the baby, and then she miscarried the child. This is the same lady from Northern California. Is she also white? She white or she black? Hispanic? Who is this woman? How old is she? And why in the world would you, I don't know, not seek a lawyer did? Hey, I messed around with this guy, I got pregnant. Or I don't want to deal with him anymore. And these people keep bothering me, harassing me. Because I'm trying to understand, why would Sean keep sending people to get her to come around? Common sense will tell you you're having sex with her, you're not using a condom. You know you can still make children, she can make babies, then you would get pregnant. This is stupid to me. Now you're going to start telling people, oh my God, she's pregnant, what am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. So now you're using people to harass the lady. And I hear that young Miami, she was allegedly tried to coerce some woman to not have Sean's child. Is this the same lady? This is Jane Doe. This is a mess. Hot butter mess. R. Kelly. My next commentary. Please go to YouTube Q, look at my shorts. I made some shorts pertaining to this nonsense. I have some more to upload after this live stream with all these latest updates pertaining to this woman getting pregnant, allegedly, by Sean. Did she get pregnant? How many other women have got pregnant by? Let's ask that question. How many other women have got pregnant by Sean Puffy Combs and aborted a child? Are there any other children walking around here that do belong to Sean Puffy Combs? Like I said, also, are there some other people out here that need to go get themselves checked out medically? Because you're talking about a bunch of men and women sleeping together. It's a recipe for disaster. And I won't be surprised that several of these people or more probably are HIV positive. Just saying. R. Kelly's daughter breaks silence in new documentary video. For the first time, the world will hear from the closest to R. Kelly, his own family, in the upcoming documentary, R. Kelly's Karma, her daughter's journey. Joan Kelly, the singer's daughter, bravely steps forward to reveal a heartbreaking secret that has haunted her for years, releasing on October 11th, 2024, exclusively on TVEI Network. The film promises to be an emotional and raw account of the devastating impact of R. Kelly's actions on his family. I don't know what family this is. TVEI. Interesting. At the center of this powerful story is Joan, who also goes by her stage name Buku Adi, alongside her siblings John Kelly and Robert Kelly Jr. and their mother Drea Kelly. Joan opens up about the painful reality of growing up in the shadow of one of music's most notorious figures. This isn't just another documentary about R. Kelly's scandalous legal battles. It's a deep dive into the trauma, survival, and emotional toll his family has endured. In the film, Joan speaks for the first time about how her father's actions shattered her childhood. The trailer gives a glimpse into this emotional journey where Joan reflects on the burden of carrying the Kelly name. Nobody wants to be the child of the father that is out here hurting women and children, she says, acknowledging the lifelong pain of being linked to her father's crimes. The documentary also features Drea Kelly, R. Kelly's ex-wife, who has been vocal about her own experiences of abuse. What he did to me, he did to me, but you didn't have to do it to my kids, she emotionally shared in the trailer. The film reveals the lasting trauma that R. Kelly's family has carried for years in their struggles to move forward while grappling with their connection to him. Directed by Vanessa Renee, R. Kelly's Karma, A Daughter's Journey, is not just a story of scandal, it's about healing, reclaiming one's identity and finding a voice after years of silence. Viewers will see if Joan can fully step out of her father's shadow and create a life on her own terms. Don't miss the premiere October 11, 2024, and witness Joan Kelly's powerful journey of survival, truth, and redemption. BallerAlert.com is the source. Wow, wow, wow. So, in the article I read earlier, it says that some other relatives spoke in the documentary, but they were kind of vague about their commentary. So why were they vague? Did they not really want to tell the truth of how they felt about R. Kelly, how he came to be this monster, the allegations against him, if they believed him, didn't believe him? I'm sure many people want to know, do you believe the allegations? These children, do they believe the allegations? What actually happened in their household with their mother and father? We learned that he abused Drea allegedly. So did these children witness physical and mental and any other type of abuse? Did he ever touch any of his children inappropriately? I've wondered that as well. We also hear that she's not willing to take her child to the prison to see her father. So does she have a relationship with him or not? Because I think at one point a few years ago, she didn't have a relationship with him. So do all the children have a relationship with Mr. Kelly or no? Why has she decided not to take her child to see him? Is it because of natural allegations? How he treated their mother, the children's mother? And then he also physically abused them. Because in this commentary, it alludes to the fact that, what? He hurt his own children? The mother said, oh, you did it to me, but you didn't have to do it to the children, my children. So what did he do to the children exactly? Did he physically beat the kids, talk down to the kids, berate the kids? Did he also sexually assault any of the children? Because we do learn that he's also a homosexual, bisexual male. So are we going to hear that any of these children were touched inappropriately by Robert Theodore Kelly? Something else I meant to mention in my commentary about P. Diddy, because there's so much to try to remember. His attorneys have gone to federal court appeals, to a higher court to try to seek bail for him. Sorry about that. I missed that update. So I had so many things on my list. New accuser, video shopping by different people with videos of him and whomever. And then his attorneys have also gone to the Federal Court of Appeals to overturn his denial of a bail. So will a judge issue P. Diddy a bail? Sorry about that. Sorry for forgot to mention that at the beginning of this live. So now back to R. Kelly. Who goes to visit him? Do any of the children visit Robert Kelly? Does he ask to see the children? Once again, is she not taking her child to see him because of all the allegations and abuse exacted upon her mother and other women and children? I'm sure that weighs heavy on her. And naturally, you have people who won't believe the allegations. There's still people out here who don't believe any of the allegations against Robert Kelly. They feel like all these women were grown. They did what they wanted to do, men, whomever. That's on them that they allowed him to abuse them, bring in other sex partners, blah, blah, blah. Yes, to some degree, you have a point. We have to reverse ship. We have to say to ourselves, I deserve better. I don't like what I'm doing with this person. I don't like the things they're trying to introduce me to. I don't want to have sex with a man or a guy or an underage person or have this type of sex or whatever they were into. That's the point. But can you get away at the time? That's another thing. Because if I'm with you this one night and you forcing me to do stuff that I don't want to do, that's one thing. But why would I go back? See, that's where there's a problem. It's the going back. So that's why I have a problem with this new accuser pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs. You didn't live around him. You weren't living in his house. How is it that he's able to force you to jump on an airplane? That doesn't make any sense. But I guess her rebuttal would be, well, I fear for my safety, so I went ahead and just met up with him anyway, even though I didn't like what he did to me the first time, second time, which is however. I don't know. You're entitled to your opinion. But this is a sad story also with R. Kelly, because as most of you know, he is currently incarcerated for similar allegations. And once again, it was his choice to take this road. His sins found him out. Older allegations, no different than what's been alleged against P. Diddy. All of this is older. One's locked up, one's going to court. But it's all for nothing. Throw away your life just for kinky sex, drugging people, filming people, having sex with underage people, children, flying them here and there, human trafficking. You did this to yourself. Because they're both been accused of literally the same type of crimes. They're not any different. And you see one is now currently incarcerated, crying and moaning too. He wants to get out. He's sick. He ain't well. Well, you should have thought about that when you were out here in these streets, picking up all this strange kitty cat ding dong. You should have thought about that. Messing around with people's children, filming people's children. That's a fucking crime. You cannot film people without their consent. You cannot sell the pornography. You cannot pass it around. It's wrong. And they feel nothing. That's what's so baffling about these two black heathens. They don't feel nothing for what they've done to these women, men, and children. Yes, the adults, it was their choice if they wanted to have sex with R. Kelly, Sean. You saw yourself waking up, feeling funny, looking funny, downtown, whatever. Don't go back. Whether you decide to get a lawyer, prosecute, don't go back. Going back is the start of a problem. You don't like the sex with other people. You don't like being drugged. Why would you go back? I don't understand that. I'm not getting ready to go engage in sex with somebody, and then next thing I know, they're going to start saying, well, I got these guys coming over, or I got some guys getting ready to come in the room, and I'm going to be like, what you mean you got some guys coming in the room? To do what? And I'll let you know, no, I ain't with that. I didn't come here to have sex with your friends or prostitutes or nobody else. I didn't come here for that. Hell yeah, they'd have to beat me down, tie me down, whatever. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I think a person of his caliber, just like R. Kelly, I can see these men telling you, hey, this is who I'm bringing into the bedroom. I don't see that any of these people are possibly surprised. I don't think they walked into a room, got naked, or walked in naked, and voila, they were just there. You walk into a room and there are men lying on a bed, sitting in chairs. I don't believe that. I believe he told these women, men, whomever, this is what I'm down with, this is what I'm paying you to do, whatever. You either ride the ride or you don't. I don't think none of these escapades were surprises. I doubt it. No. Maybe the first round when he first started out, he may have surprised a woman, didn't tell her he was bringing a man in the room. But at some point, it was a freak off. Everybody knew whoever went in the room alone, you possibly already knew there were going to be other participants in the bedroom. This is baffling to me. It's disgusting, quite frankly. It's disgusting. There's another article I wanted to read too about her speaking out, about her commentary, about the alleged abuse. So exactly what is it she want to tell the world about her father? Curious. She had a few statements I wanted to read that she mentioned in the documentary. See, right here it says, sharing the video the Jasmine brand posted on Instagram, the documentary trailer, and several family members vaguely speaking on the abuse R. Kelly has caused. So why was it vague? So my thing is, if you didn't really want to talk about it, you shouldn't have done the interview. That makes no sense, because people are going to want to hear what you have to say. If you're going to be talking in circles, nobody's going to be interested. And then they're not going to believe you. Specifically speaking, is his daughter, Joan. He was my everything for a long time. I didn't even want to believe that it happened. I didn't know that even if he was a bad person, he would do something to me. I really feel like that 1 millisecond completed changed my whole life, she said. Some commenters question why the family is speaking out now when they were silent during the allegations. The full documentary will be coming out October 11th, which today is October 1st. So once again, why were the relatives vague in their commentary? Curious. The fact that she says, I didn't know that even if he was a bad person, he would do something to me. So that leads me to believe he's done something to the girl child. What was that? Physical abuse or sexual abuse? Which is it? Or is it both? Because basically she's saying that even though he's a bad person, I didn't think he would do something to me. That's what she's saying. I don't know that even if he was a bad person, he would do something to me. I really felt like that 1 millisecond completed changed my whole life. So what are you saying in that quick moment? He did something to you. Well, what was it? What is the allegation? Did he physically abuse his children? Did he also sexually abuse his children? Is that what we're going to find out in the documentary? What are we going to find out exactly? Curious. That's my commentary pertaining to R. Kelly, his daughter speaking out, upcoming documentary. When I get more information, I will post it to my community page. The beginning of this live stream is about Sean Puffy Combs. He has a new accuser. She's dating back an allegation of sexual assault and drugging in 2018. She would fly in and out, meeting him in places. She felt coerced by his staff to meet up with him, to have sexual relations, sexual abuse. Also, staff members coercing her to abort a child, and later she ended up losing the child from all the stress of dealing with the situation and the threats. We're also getting information out here in La La Land that this young Miami rapper, she's a part of some threat against a woman. Don't know if this is the same woman or not, or a different woman. It's just too much he said, she said right now pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Now we have videos floating around looking for a bidder, buyer, and some high-profile persons in one of the videos. Bigger than Sean Puffy Combs. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, who's bigger than Sean Puffy Combs? Besides, who are we talking about? They black, they're white, Hispanic, what? Man, woman? Who's bigger than him? Oprah Winfrey's bigger than him. Bill Gates is bigger than him. Stay woke, everybody. Who are we talking about is bigger than Sean? And the fact that she said you can see that the person, she can make out the person in the video, they don't seem to be aware that there's a camera on them. That's bad, bad, bad. This is horrible. There's no words for this. It's foul. To be filmed inside of a room and you're having sex with somebody and they have filmed you. And then they're sharing it with people. Because we heard Lil Rod talking about that. Sharing of information, sharing of who he's been with, sharing about who's had sex with men, baiting him to be a homosexual, touching, groping him, forcing him to do acts with sex workers. His little rap friends, Young Miami, her cousin, sister, brother, whoever, trying to get him to do stuff, groping him. This is all just nasty. So all these people are obviously down with Sean's behavior of being a homosexual. They're probably also engaging in same-sex acts alongside him and others. There are no words. Will he get a new bail? Will he get a bail hearing? A bail hearing. His attorneys have filed an appeal to federal court. Will a judge render Puffy a bail? Should he get a bail? Let me pose that question in the chat, and then I'm going to check out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is just a hot butter mess. A hot butter mess. I swear. Now they got a new update. Diddy receiving privileges, including more showers. Oh, Lord, I can't. Hold on a minute. Let's see about that. Well, usually you bathe 3 times a week in jail. We'll see. We will see what he's got going on. What? This is just crazy to me. I saw some article last week that said he's eating steak, $9 steaks in there. I guess so. You got money to buy it on the commissary. But who would be having steaks on a commissary in jail? I never heard of such. It's weird. Chips and Cokes and drinks and stuff, but not a steak.
They've got air vents that are like throughout the entire building.
Here we go.
MDC, they've got air vents that are like throughout the entire building. And it goes from the top floor to the bottom floor. So what he's doing is shouting in the air vents to other inmates. It's almost like a big party line system. In some institutions, you could actually talk to people through the toilets. I kid you not.
Oh my God.
I've seen it on TV, so I'm not surprised. Do they keep a log of this stuff, though, and register, like, what kind of behaviors are happening every day with them?
Well, yeah, they do. Remember, he's not really a federal inmate. He's a U.S. Marshal detainee. And because of that, the U.S. Marshals actually keep a log of his activities. So, yeah, there is a log kept on him, any unusual occurrences, visitors, any type of psychiatric episodes. So they're monitoring him very closely.
Including the talking through the air vents?
Well, I mean, they don't have some cop with their head against the wall, but they know that it's going on. This stuff's been going on for years. So they do know that it's happening, but no, they're not monitoring as far as what he's saying, and the other inmates are probably real happy to.
Right here on the screen it says Combs talks with other inmates. Is this your opinion, Levine, or there is somebody verifying that he's talking to other inmates? Well, if he's kept separate, I would assume he's in his own cell. How would he be talking to other inmates? Talking through the glass in the door? Oh, Lord.
Talk to them.
I would think so. So the news is that he's off suicide watch, and then there's other talk that he's getting more privileges, like more showers and better food. What are you hearing?
Well, while you're in the SHU, you really only get 3 showers a week. And my understanding from my source says that they're letting him shower almost every day, which could cause some problems with the other inmates as far as jealousy and special privileges. And people in the SHU, they have an abbreviated commissary list. So this list that all the media is showing everywhere, he can buy this, he can buy that, it's BS. It's a special limited commissary list just for the SHU. But apparently some of the staff is sneaking food into him.
Wow. Well, he did it after all. So his lawyer told the media, Larry, that he's, quote, focused and very strong, concentrating on his defense and preparing for trial. I wonder if lawyers love having, clients like this to defend, because they're CEOs and they are used to working hard on projects that matter. And what project could matter more to Diddy than saving his own skin?
Well, I mean, the lawyer's like milking the clock. This lawyer knows that there's no way that appeal is going to go through. The judge, the district court judge, is what they call the trier of fact. And the appellate court would have to determine that the district court abused their discretion, and they didn't. And I kind of wonder, like, well, what information would his lawyers come up with to show that the judge made the wrong decision? I don't see it happening. This is called an interlocutory appeal, where you're appealing like a judgment or ruling before there's a main ruling in the case.
So he'll have to get comfy. I'm glad we got your smiling mug up on the screen. It took a little bit, but we can see you now. Larry, thanks for being on tonight. Really appreciate it.
Certainly, Ashley, always.
Thanks for watching.
News Nation, everybody. Mr. Levine, prison consultant. He's been locked up before. Oh, Lord, give me a break. Everybody's got something to say. What do you know concrete about what the hell's going on in a damn jail? That's what I like to know. What does anybody know verbatim? What is going on inside of the jail? He says he's a detainee, U.S. Marshal's detainee, not a federal prisoner. I'm going to take this poll down. Once again, I ask y'all, did you believe this accuser, this new Jane Doe accuser? 50 votes. 56% of you said yes. 16% said no. 28% not sure. Wow, wow, wow. Is he getting special treatment? Is he taking showers every day? Will this cause a problem with other inmates? I just read some other commentary about a guy who was on death row that's just been murdered. So how can you be on death row murdered by another inmate when you're locked down 24 hours a day? Help me understand. A death row inmate should have never ended up dead. That makes no sense to me. Is his life in danger in here? We hear he's off suicide watch. When did they take him off the suicide watch? Is he suicidal? Is he depressed? You hear this man saying, more than likely, there will be no granting of bail. And that's something that's been said a lot pertaining to federal detainees. This New York office has a high proficiency rate at 90% of conviction. No bail, no bond as well. So he has the propensity to also be convicted and also don't get a bail before trial. And now with these new allegations of tapes floating around, people trying to shop for buyers, high-profile people in the damn tapes, he is fucked. But he put himself here, so I do not feel sorry for him. I don't care about somebody's sexual life, what they're going to do sexually, that's their business. But when you're hurting people, drugging people, blackmailing people, threatening people, blowing up cars and shit, shooting people, coercing other people to take the blame, you got a problem. Like I said, we're all sinners, none of us are perfect, but this shit he's doing, it's like one thing after the other. It's just stair step. It's just worse, 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 worse. There's no redeeming himself. He's not even trying to redeem himself. I don't even think he feels remorse for nothing that he's done. And had that girl never released that tape of him, her being beat up at the hotel in Los Angeles years ago, you'd have never heard an apology from him because he would have never thought the tape was going to get out. But he should have known when that tape got released of him beating up Cassie, he should have known anything I've shown, recorded, is probably going to get released. You'd have to be a fool to be holding on to tapes of you having freak-outs and not think that the feds or somebody could come up here and get this shit off my devices. But this is how cocky and arrogant Sean is. He didn't even think to erase shit. Burn it. Burn the drives. Burn the computers. Start over. But as they say, it's out there. iCloud accounts, Google accounts, all the little dirty stuff you're hiding, there's a record of it. And that's the sick part about a sadist. They have to have a carbon copy. That's what they do. They keep trophies. So filming his sexual escapades of sexual assaults, druggings, that's a part of the sadism. I gotta watch it. I got to relook at what I've done. I've got to go back, relive the assault, relive the interaction of all these people slopping around having sex with each other. Shit is crazy to me. And if they can prove that he's had sex with a man, no more rumors, no more innuendos, he is going to be sick, because that's the secret he really don't want out. He don't want anybody to know he likes men. The women are props. Sean don't care nothing about no damn woman. He's done what most homosexuals do, bisexuals. Pretend, paint the peacock. I'll pretend to like women. I'll beat them around, call them names, slap them around, have sex with them, make babies with them. With a woman, make a baby, but that really ain't my bag. I really like men. Well, guess what? You're in the perfect place. Nothing but men where you are. Might have your few in there that look feminine. Take your pick. Does he want to be in general population? Probably not. Because as they say, you got these crazy people who will knock you off just for clout, which I wouldn't risk my freedom to kill a famous person in jail. If I even think there's a chance I can get my ass off on my own charge, I can't really murder no damn famous person so I can get damn life. Hell no. But it happens. So is his life in danger in there? Is he depressed? Is he mentally stable? Is he adjusting? We also hear family members have gone to see him. What day did they go? How many visits is he allowed? Did all the children go? School's in session, so the girls will be in high school. Or was it just his sons that went? How are the girls doing? How are his boy children doing? What's going to happen with his personal affairs? Did he put everything in his mother's name, children's names? Are they equipped mentally to run any type of companies, corporations, finances, bank accounts? Probably not. Because if he left anything to these boy children, they will dwindle through that money and they'll be broke. Because you hear this all the time with famous people and people who leave their children money. They blow through the money and they end up being broke. And you wouldn't think a person could spend millions of dollars, but you can if you don't know how to manage the money properly. Because wealthy people go broke every day. You see this all the time. You know, they say that all the time about people who win the lottery, that they go broke within 3 years of winning their cash winnings. Very interesting. Getting a woman pregnant, sexually assaulting, drugging, meeting him around different places, overseas, for 4 years. I find that very strange. 4 years. Very bizarre. Let's take one more poll and then we'll check out of here. Should he get a bond bail? We will see. Probably not. I don't think he'll run, but they don't trust him to do right with, you know, women and men. That's what that last judge had said. So she says, I can't see what you're doing inside your house. And that's where all these allegations took place, in the privacy of your home. So I can't risk you walking around here free to bring other people into your home and do the same thing again. And I get that. Because 2018 is not that long ago. And I think there's something dating back to 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Take the poll. Should Sean be given a bail? Thank you for those that voted. %56% of you believe the accused, the victim. 28% of you not sure, and 15% said no, you don't. Interesting. Should P. Diddy be given a bail? Take the poll, everybody. Those are the latest developments pertaining to Sean Puffy Combs. Federal Appeals Court, his attorneys filed paperwork for a bail to be overturned. Will he get a bail? He's taking more showers, taking them every day. Allegedly, food being given to him, sneaked in. Don't know if that's true or not. This Levine guy, I don't know if I listen to anything he has to say, because bring a source. Tell us, we want a source. All this he said, she said, and assumptions. Is he eating the food? Naturally, I'm assuming he has a commissary list. Why wouldn't he? He can afford it. What is he ordering? I'm sure he's going to be chunky when he comes out of there. I'm sure he's going to be real chunky by the time his trial starts. Probably be another year before he goes to trial. Will he want a speedy trial? We also hear he wants to testify. How many people are going to end up testifying against him in court? What will they have to say that will be of relevance to the allegations against him pertaining to Cassie Ventura? She's the catalyst to this indictment / arrest. How does he feel about Cassie? Will she testify? What else is going to come out from now up until trial? Probably a whole lot more. Once again, who is the famous person in the video with Sean Combs having sex? Is it a man? Is it a woman? White, black, Hispanic? Were they of age? Hell, I'd ask that too. Was it just him and that person in the video, or was there somebody else inside of the video having sex with him and this high-profile person? Are they from the Atlanta metro area? Actor, singer, dancer, pro athlete, ex-athlete, what? Musician? Who is the person in the video? Like I said, it's going to be fucked up if it's a man. Tell me. Because he ain't going to want that out. Sean ain't going to want it out. And whoever the guy is he's having sex with, they're not going to want it to be out unless they're a known homosexual. Who is in the video? Boy, this is bad, bad, bad. How many tapes are floating around looking for a buyer? Who's going to be the one to buy the tape and release the tape, at least partial information from the tape, such as identities? Is somebody going to, number one, buy the tape and also release the identities of the people in the video? This is bad. This is bad. That's why there's no such thing as trust. As I said, blind trust. We have blind trust every day when we deal with people. You don't know people. You don't know what's on their mind. You don't know what they're about. You don't know what they'll do to you, what they'll say about you, if they'll tell your personal business. We have learned with men, they have bad habits of telling their business, what they did to a woman, what she did to him. Very immature behavior. Very immature. Remember my father told me that many years ago. He says, never let a man talk bad about you, what you do behind closed doors. You let that motherfucker know he was in the room too. Exactly. But that's not how people are going to weigh it. Even if other people were doing just what you were doing, they ain't going to admit they were doing the same type of sex you were doing. They just going to chime in on it. Oh my God, he did this, she did this, she did this to him. He said she did this. But a lot of people do all types of sexual things behind closed doors. That's your business, what you do with a person behind closed doors. That's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. Because everybody's into something. They don't have to admit it because it's nobody's business. But when you're talking about drug usage, forcible rape, drugging a person, putting things in a person's drink, making them do stuff they don't want to do, that's totally different. It's not necessary. And there's nothing wrong with you anyway that you want to force somebody to have sex with you. Why? That's like wanting them dead. Because if a person is out of it, that's like a dead person lying there. So you mean basically you saying you get off on looking at a person who looks like they're dead. Just saying. And we've seen a lot of this behavior with rapists, serial killers, who are into necrophilia. And the only way you get into necrophilia is to actually have a dead body to participate in sexually. Let me repeat that. The body's got to be cold. That's the whole thing. How are you going to get the body dead? You're going to have to unalive the person. And so when I think of people drugging others, they're similar. Is it not? The person can't move, they can't talk, there's no emotion, they're not going to make any sounds. And I always say that's for them to control the person, have their way with them to do things, but then they know they're probably going to say, no, I don't want that done. But still, what's wrong with asking, hey, I like this, I'm into this, I want to do this. You don't have to drug a person. That's sick. And we also have allegations against him where he's participating in sex with his homeboys, you know, what we would call gang rape. It's nasty. It's nasty. One going in the front, one going in the back. I thought I was going to pass out. Like, really? Come on, dude. You're this damn nasty? It's ridiculous. So far, I got 14% says yes, give him a bail. 86% says no. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll, and I'm going to check out of here. Follow my content on the Newsbreak app. I should have a video uploading as we speak. And also, I have some shorts I've done today, yesterday, last night, about 5 shorts. And I will be putting some more shorts in here pertaining to Robert Kelly's daughter and this woman being allegedly pregnant by Sean Puffy Combs. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that lawyer, too, in the shorts. So feel free to go in the shorts here in about 20 minutes to check out the uploaded content. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful week. Prayers to North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee. All these points were touched down with hurricane and flood waters, and it's a disaster zone in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, East Tennessee, and now North Carolina. Prayers for our neighbors in Asheville, North Carolina. It's right over the hill from the Queen, a couple of hours up the road. Asheville, North Carolina is a done deal. It's gone. It is gone. This city was up and coming, small town. It was becoming a major tourist attraction with music, folk music, naturally built more estate, and now it's oblivion. And if you look at the videos I've posted, you'll get a glimpse into what has transpired from Florida up to North Carolina. It's not good. The flooding in Atlanta, not good. Just watching a guy push a guy in a rowboat in an apartment complex was just baffling. Prayers for our neighbors and friends and family. Prayers for those who have perished. The count is about 100 plus. And also those who have not been found or heard from. Many people don't have power. They don't have a way to talk on the phone. So nobody's going to be able to reach them to see if they're alive or not, if they're okay. I will be posting more videos that I've watched so you can get a glimpse of what's going on up here near the Queen. And it's just terrible. Newport, Cobb County, that's just a little ways up the road from the Queen. Prayers to those people there. Because that Newport, it's been wiped down. It's been wiped out too. And I feel bad. So all these times I've bragged about living here in East Tennessee, I always talk about how safe it is here. You know, we don't have tornadoes in this area that really, you know, just wipe us out. No major flooding. And now just a little ways up the road, barely an hour up the road, a whole town's been wiped out. And right over the mountain, a whole town's been wiped out. And people have lost their lives. I believe 2 sheriff deputies are deceased. Several deputies, police cars have been wiped out from the flood. And I also showed a video of a woman's truck, work truck, submerged in water near a parking lot, near a gas station, and she was afraid to get out. She finally got out. Lady helped her out. Next thing you know, that truck was slowly sinking down into the water. And that was so amazing watching that because they were filming that. And the other guys, naturally, they didn't go over there to try to help her. They were filming. The lady finally was able to talk her out of getting out of the truck. Another truck drove by her. He didn't try to help. And what was sad is all that time they're filming, that truck was slowly sinking. And it's scary because you're watching it in real time. And as I said before on that article, that video, in the comment section, I said she should have gotten out on the passenger side as she did and went over to the gas station because that was closer than her trying to wade over across the street to the curb. But naturally, she was scared to get out. But I'm sure when she looks back at that van, she realized, oh my God, I'd have been sinking underwater had I not gotten out of there. That's why you can't sit in the car. When you think, you know, you're scared to get out, but had she stayed in there any longer, and she's not a tall person, the water been over her damn head. It's terrible, terrible situation. So check out those videos on my community page. Like, share this content. Follow me on Newsbreak, and also check out my shorts in the YouTube queue. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Beganji, 129 Cash App. Thank you for your time. You all have a wonderful week. You've been listening to the Vault XL.